You looked at me first, you smiled, and then you started cringing.
So right down here.
Can we touch it? I want to touch it.
Don't touch it.
Taste it. What did you write? What did you write? What did you write? You guys are no fun.
Okay. So, eyes on me. Stop the conversation. Eyes on me. I have Steve. I have Marvell. I have Marcus. I have Mark. Okay. So, what were your observations before you mixed them? I'm going to ask for the baking soda and then the vinegar. So, Mark, what were your observations for the baking soda? And if you haven't written this down, include it. If you didn't have it written down.
It's a white powder.
White powder, great. What else?
10 milliliters. There's 10 milliliters.
Okay.
And in a glass jar.
Okay, in a glass jar. Did anyone have anything else? Raise your hand if you have anything to add to our list. Marvell? Baking soda was a solid, great. Were there any smell? What does smell like? Be more specific. So it had it.
It smelled like peroxide.
So raise your hand if you have something to add. So if the baking soda had a smell, you would just write down had an odor. Had an odor, which is like it had a smell. Okay, the vinegar. Can I have volunteers raise your hand and tell me what you observed? Steve? Vinegar? Sounds like a whistle? This is before we mixed it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounded like a whistle.
I'm not sure if
It's not that.
that's maybe because you mixed it. What other observations do we have? Just a second. So the side conversations need to end. So ladies, you need to be paying attention up here. Josh? Mark? Okay, loud. So it had a bad smell. What else? Marvell. It smelled like vinegar chips?
I know I love vinegar.
So besides the smell, raise your hand if you have something to add. Rachel, what else did you observe? No, before we mixed them, what were your observations, Mark? It was clear. What else? Rachel. Yeah. Okay. Bubbly. What else? Was it solid? What was it marked for though? It was a liquid. Great. Now, after we mixed them together, raise your hand and tell me what were your observations? What did you see, Elizabeth? It looked like soda. So what do you mean by that? It had bubbles, you're saying? Okay. Kyle, what else did you observe? Okay, Rachel. So when you first put them together, they didn't really mix at first?
No.
They're still not mixed? Okay. But did some of the baking soda...
I get it.
Did some of the baking soda disappear? Almost all of it, Josh? Okay. Okay, so the last question asks, which of the following observations above were physical and chemical reactions? Now, we might not remember from last Friday, But I'm going to tell you that our observations, and I should have eyes up here, the observations that we wrote down before we mixed the two were our physical properties. Those were physical properties. Because it had to do with smell, it had to do with what it looked like, if it was a liquid or a solid. After we mixed it, what we observed were chemical properties. Because those are things that change. Okay. So we're going to do a reading now. We're going to continue our reading from last week on physical and chemical properties. So I want you to take out your reading from last week. It looks like this. And I want you to have it on your desk. Once you have it on your desk, I want you to have eyes on me. Okay? So make sure you have both of these forms. And I want you to do so silently, so we're not talking right now. Yeah, just take it out.
Marvell, don't listen to her.
Come on, we're not talking right now. Come on, take out your reading and take out the font. Once you have it out, you can continue working where you left off. And if you don't have it, raise your hand. I have more copies.
Oh, I had it.
You found it? Okay.
We have it.
Okay. You have it. So once you have it on your desk, you should give me your attention. Did you find it? Okay, so it looks like that everyone has it with them. So, eyes on me. So, what we're going to do for the next 5 minutes is I want you to finish working on it. It looks like most of you finished. If you did finish, I want you to go back and reread it, because it's pretty short. And I want you to remind yourself of what the reading was from last Friday, okay? So, do the next, take the next 5 minutes to do that silently, and if you need extra time, we can adjust. If you have any questions, raise your hand.
Try to hold the ball next time.
Cameron, take a seat. He's supposed to be in there? Yeah. No, he's supposed to be in the class right now. Take a seat. Come on.
If you're lucky.
Okay, so.
Kathy. I like how you got your hair really black.
Alright, guys, you know what? Forget about the homework. Make sure I get it. If I get it at you, I collect it from you again. And the rest of the class, we're going to be silent. You're optional. If you are not silent, you will have another side of 45. Does everyone understand? So I'm not going to repeat the directions again. Yes, because it's not a big order.
If you finished reading and you finished filling out your guided notes, I want you to compare with the person sitting next to you to make sure that you have similar examples and similar definitions. So do so quietly and remain in your seats. As a So I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes to do this, and then we're gonna come back as a group and go over it together.
I'll go with Kyle. Kyle, you want to put your answer to you not speak? I'm with Kyle's eye. No, but Mark picked it up.
You guys compare? Mark, same, you same. Okay. Okay, take another 30 seconds, share your final thoughts with the person sitting next to you, and then we're going to go over it as a group.
Good job, Isaiah.
Okay, eyes on me. Eyes on me. Pencils down. If you haven't finished going through this, this will be due for homework tomorrow. I'm going to be checking it tomorrow for it to be completed. But we're going to go over as a class right now. So pencils down, eyes up here. I have Josh, and I have Mark, Marcus, Steve, Kathy, Rachel, Isaiah. Okay. So I have physical property and chemical property written out here. Does someone want to share the definition that they wrote down though for what a physical property is? And as we're going through this, I want you to make conditions to your guided notes and also make sure you have everything written down. So you should be doing that as we're going through. So Marvel, what did you share? What did you write for physical property?
Physical properties are
Great. So what I heard is a physical property is something that you can observe without changing what you're observing. So when we looked at our baking soda earlier, the observations that we wrote down were all physical properties, right? Because nothing changed while we were observing them. So what were some examples of physical properties that you got from the text? Rachel, can you give me one?
What do you see? I don't see 55, and boiling.
So color, shape, size, boiling point, and melting point. Does anyone know what boiling and melting point is? Raise your hand and share. Kamari?
Boiling point is, I don't know. It's right about someone that can't say that.
Go!
Mark Yellen.
142.
So does someone want to help Kamari out? What is boiling point?
It's right on my side.
Rachel?
Something.
But the temperature is it's on the lowest,
Great, so it's the temperature at which any type of liquid starts boiling. Melting point is the temperature that ice would start melting at. So anything above, 32 degrees. Okay, did anyone have any other examples of physical property that's not up here? We can also add smell. We can also add if you can bend it. So bend, texture.
State of matter.
I heard Kyle say the size of it. So either the volume, mass, or density. Those are also all physical properties. Mark?
State of matter.
The state of matter. So whether it's liquid, solid, or gas. Those are all physical properties. Are there any examples of chemical properties? Actually, someone share the definition that they had written down for a chemical property. Mark?
Okay. A chemical property is the characteristics of a substance that indicate